being here for like a week now, this is what I've been wanting to do like pretty much all year. Since I started traveling, I've been wanting to come here and spend like a good week. From here, I am headed into the Sequoias and Kings Canyon, and that is the only reason I'm leaving this spot. If Kings Canyon and Sequoias National Parks were not like 2 or 3 hours away, then I probably would just stay here till the end of June. As soon as you come into Kings Canyon National Park, you're going to be greeted with a massive sequoia tree. And that's because Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park back up into each other. So you're actually going to see some of the sequoias here in Kings Canyon. And the first thing you're going to be greeted with as soon as you come into Kings Canyon National Park is a place called Cedar Grove. And Cedar Grove actually was its own national park, Cedar Grove National Park, back in 1890. And then I think they said another 50 years went by before it was the greater Kings Canyon National Park, and Cedar Grove became part of Kings Canyon National Park. Super impressive to see these trees in person. You know, it's the age-old saying that things like this just don't look the same on pictures and video. Nothing could be more true than seeing the sequoia trees in person. You can see pictures and video all you want and someone standing next to them to try to give you a size comparison. But truly, you have to see these trees in person sometime. They are just absolutely mesmerizing. Unfortunately, logging was allowed back in the 1800s, late 1800s, and a lot of the trees were cut down. And honestly, they said a lot of them were cut down simply so that they could be put on exhibition in places like Chicago and New York and other places, because no one believed that trees could get that big. And in fact, when they cut them down, they said one of the trees down there took 2 men 9 days to cut down the tree, and when it was reassembled, which was, they said it was just the outer shell, they didn't actually put together the center part of it. When they put together the outer shell for display, everybody laughed it off. They said it was a California hoax. No one believed the trees could get that big. So it's sad that, you know, the trees obviously got cut down just for that. One side even said it, they were cut down as a freak show, just to prove to people that these trees existed. But many of them still remained, and it is still so impressive to see these things. This is the General Grant tree. It is the 3rd largest sequoia in the world. This is what's known as Big Stump Trail. It's a trail that leads about 2 miles in a loop, and it's stumps like this that once was a large sequoia, but the logging companies in the 1800s were allowed to come in here and cut a lot of them down. It is, again, just something you have to see in person. I forgot to bring a tripod or anything on this hike, so I don't really have a way to set up my camera so I can stand next to some of these stumps so you get a little bit of a size comparison. But oof, they're pretty big. Oh my goodness, check this one out. It even has stairs you can climb up on top. All right, I'm standing on what remains of the Mark Twain tree. This tree was 91 feet in its diameter and 300 feet when it was still a tree. And sadly, this tree was cut down simply for its fame. This tree was actually cut down so that it could then be brought to cities like New York, Chicago, and other big cities, simply so it could be put on display because people at that time just didn't believe trees like this existed. So sadly, this tree was cut down simply for being a big tree. Nothing was ever used of it. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna quite come out on film as it's coming out for me, but geez, this thing is a beast. Sorry, I didn't bring my tripod like I said, so this is the best angle I can give you just for comparison. Hello and welcome to Kings Canyon National Park. I'm actually at a place called Hume Lake. I think it's Hume, H-U-M-E, but it could be Hum Lake for some reason. I can just see that happening. And I've been here like all day and it's really tranquil and really, really nice. It was recommended to me by a viewer and this is where I did my live stream this morning and I've just been hanging out all day. It's very, very gorgeous. Very, very busy, very, very popular place, but super relaxing and big enough lake that you can get away at least enough from the crowds that you're not right next to everybody. If you ever come up here, this is a free day use place. It doesn't cost anything. And the cool thing about Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park, before I came up here, I was like, okay, where am I going to sleep? Where can I go? This whole area is surrounded by national forest. So I slept 20 minutes down the street in the national forest, which basically seems like the same thing. So I'm going to go back to tonight. So. All right, well, welcome to my camp spot for the night. This is literally just up the street from Hume Lake, where I spent all day. And I thought Hume Lake originally was in the national park. It's not. It's just on the boundaries of the park in the national forest. And that's why you can sleep up here, because this is all national forest land. So there's dispersed camping everywhere around here. So it's super nice because I'm so much closer to everything. I don't have to drive an hour just to get to my sleeping spot, and then drive an hour to do any of the recreational things I want to do. And should be a nice and quiet, cool night. I've already got my flannel on and a base layer underneath that. Very relaxing here, love it. Love a good hazy IPA. All right, for dinner tonight, there's some chicken kebabs with some broccoli and potatoes. All right, well, if you can't tell, it's actually a little chilly out here. It's actually warmed up a bit. I checked earlier and it said it was 47, and now it says it's 54. I would have thought it was still around that 47, maybe even a little down to 45 or so. I actually threw on this like North Face jacket. This is probably like a 600 fill jacket. But I'm up in Kings Canyon and I'm around 6,100 feet in elevation. And I checked online and Sequoia National Park is just about an hour down the road. And they're gonna get down to 33 tonight. But I also think they're around 10,000 feet, 11,000 feet, depending on like which mountain you're close to. That's the thing about the mountains is you can check the weather and it will really just give you, like right now I checked my location and it says I'm in the nearest town, which is like 45 minutes away from here. But I'm clearly up in higher elevation. I think I'm higher than 6,000 feet. I think I'm around at least 7,000, maybe closer to 7,500. But I'm in the same spot as last night, and I'm gonna stay here one more day. Tomorrow, I probably gotta do some more work, and then I'm gonna finally get a chance to get into the park and explore a little bit more. All right, something that probably most nomads struggle with is getting regular exercise. I am not in a city where there's a Planet Fitness I can go to 5 days a week, so I have to get my exercise from other things. Now I do hiking whenever I can, but that's not every single day. And I actually miss going to a gym and like lifting weights. So several months ago, I went to a Dick's Sporting Goods and I just picked up like these resistance bands. And what was great about this pack is that there's all different ones, like a 30-pound resistance, 20-pound, 10-pound, there's a 50-pound resistance. And it actually came like handles and everything. So I'm just gonna attach some to the front of my car here to like the recovery hook and just get a little basic workout in. All right, well, nothing super crazy. I only worked out for like maybe 20 minutes or so, but it's probably been a month since I've actually done any like real weightlifting. And so I didn't want to go too crazy with it. Really should use these more. Admittedly, I've only used these about 4 times now. I've had them for like 6 months. But you know, there was times when I was like, I was in like Death Valley and I was like, maybe I should work out today. And it was like 95 degrees. Actually, it was 103 degrees at the visitor center, which was lower elevation than where I was camping. But still, no one wants to do like a vigorous exercise when it's just blaring heat. So, but today was actually really nice. It actually felt good to get out here and just move around a little bit. Plus, I just been sitting in the car working all day. I'm gonna get a fire going, get some dinner going, and relax the rest of the night. So I put this bug netting on my windows so that way I can roll the windows down and let the cool air in, but won't let the bugs in. Love my greens. Gotta have a little bit of greens with all my dinner. A little more well done than I prefer, but still not bad looking. All right, steak, potatoes, broccoli, and carrots. Yeah. So one of the things I got a long time ago was this metal grate thing, these little kick-out legs here, and that way you can throw it right over a fire and cook on it. I got this back when I was just doing car camping, but I brought it with me because when these legs kick in, this thing lays flat, and then I just put it on the driver's side of the car on the floor. Then I just put my water container and stuff on top of it in the car. Anytime I don't have to cook with my gas and waste that, I'll always take advantage of it. Plus, I just think things just taste better and you get a better ambiance when you cook over an open flame, like Burger King. All right, so I just did dishes and I always use a biodegradable soap. This is Dr. Bronner's. I really like it. And then I just have like a cleaning brush. And what I did is I attached this 3M hook to the front of my water container. And you can see that the 3M hook didn't stay, so I had to duct tape it. But this way, I put a little cheap carabiner from like Walmart on there. So that way when I'm doing dishes and the brush can just hang there and drip into, this is a collapsible sink, And then put all my gray water in there. Now tonight, I'm actually gonna wait until before I toss that. I'm actually gonna put that over the fire, and that's what I'll smother the fire with. It's actually going out, and I put some more sticks on there, but I'll smother the fire with that gray water over there. So one of the things I was really considering when I put the car together and was getting everything that I needed for it, I knew I'd be in really remote places like this at times, and once that sun sets completely, it's gonna be really dark out here. So I wanted some sort of lights on the side of the car that I could see when I'm driving out to spots like this, if I happen to get here at dark, but also just at camp. So when I walk by or something like that, I have a way to see. So these are motion lights right here, and they came in a pack of 4. So there's one on this side, one on the other side of the car, one up there in the top of the roof box thing. And then I keep one right here, so that when I'm cooking in the glass, it just shines right down when I'm cooking out of the back of the car. And they are huge. So later on, once it gets dark enough, because right now it's not dark enough, anything that walks by it won't set it off, but that's the low setting, medium setting, and then that'll be the highest setting. So that's the setting that'll come on at night when you walk by here and turn it on. All right, so I'm standing in front of my car, and you can't see anything, of course, because it's pitch black out here, but I wanted to show you these motion lights. Now, I'm facing the car kind of closer to the passenger side, but if I step over to the more of the driver's side, you're gonna see that this one's on because the fire is setting this one off. But I kind of wanted to show you just how much it illuminates the campground area. That's my chair and stuff over there. And I mean, it's lighting up the whole campground. So I'm gonna walk around to the passenger side now. So pitch black, and there you go, just kicked on. It's a little harder to see how much it lights up this side. I'm gonna back up a little bit. It's still a little dark out here to see on a cell phone camera, but this is actually the road that I came in on. You can actually see that now. You definitely couldn't see when it was dark. And I'm gonna walk around to the back of the car. So that one kicked on back there, and it lights up this whole space back here. You can actually see into the bushes back there. Again, you probably won't see it on camera too much, but I can see it very easily back here. So yeah, walk around the entire car. It's all lit up, and it really helps out being able to see around camp a lot easier. Except for all those rocks over there, that'd be a really fun water slide. All right, well, Kings Canyon is quickly becoming one of my favorite parks. It is beautiful here. It is stunning. I did not do my research before coming here, so I really had no idea of what to expect, but it is just beautiful here. And I got to thinking, I was like, why is it standing out a little bit more to me than other places? And I think it's because, so far at least, I haven't seen anything that makes this park like a big standout, like this is the thing you come here for. Like, for example, you could probably argue that you might go to Yosemite for views of El Capitan, or to see Half Dome, or maybe see the waterfalls. You could you're definitely going to go to Sequoias for the trees, redwoods for the trees. You know, a place like Crater Lake, you know, you're there for the lake. Grand Canyon. I wonder what the Grand Canyon is known for. Kidding, just being stupid. But yeah, I haven't seen anything here that's made this park a standout. What makes this park a standout is the wilderness. I'm just surrounded by just gorgeous wilderness everywhere. And another nice thing about it is it's surrounded by national forest, and you can sleep in a national forest. There's dispersed camping there allowed there. So it's just made an opportunity for you to get really in the nature and feel like you're there versus going there for a day to see a waterfall or a mountain and then leaving. for example, today I'm doing a little 8-mile hike out to a place called Mist Falls, and there's a lot of waterfalls here. I didn't know that as well before getting here. But curious thing enough, before I always look up trails online and then I read the comments section, and almost all the trails that I was looking at doing in Kings Canyon, almost every one of them had comments that talked about bears, seeing bears and rattlesnakes on the trail. So obviously I'm gonna bring my bear spray, right? I'm headed out to the hike today. I walk by a little ranger station and the woman sees my bear spray on my pack, and she says, "Oh, oddly enough, you're not allowed to bring bear spray into the park. We don't allow it. We see that as a weapon." It's like, it's bear country though. She's like, "Yeah, but you really only need that in grizzly country." So, don't have my bear spray on me. I had to put that back in the car. I mean, I realize that black bears are way more docile and they're skittish as long as you make a sound or something like that. As long as you announce that you're coming, right? They're not startled by you. They're not really going to attack. But still, it's bear country. You think you'd be allowed to bring bear spray for protection, but live and learn, I guess. Oh man, I hope it doesn't rain on me. It's getting cloudy over there. All right, well, apparently I missed a bear sighting. I was walking back on the trail and I passed a couple that was out in front of me. And as I was passing them, they said, "Did you see the mama bear and her cubs?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I didn't." I said, "Oh, I don't think I went far enough to see any bears." They said, "Oh, no. It was just around the corner from where you just came from." I was like, "Oh, nope." So, not sure if it was good or bad that I didn't see them. Everything is just dirty in this car. The place I've been camping at, it's just got that dry, powdery, red clay dirt that when you step on it, just like poof, like goes up in the air and gets all around your ankles and your legs, and it just goes up in the air, and then the wind takes it, and if your windows are down, it just gets in the car. So everything's just got this layer of red clay on it. Like everything is dirty. Like I'm dirty. I haven't showered in 3 days. Why do I do this lifestyle? All right, well, I just got done with the hike and I needed a place to sleep for the night. And so I was just gonna go back to the same spot I've been sleeping at for the past 3 nights because it's a great spot, but it's literally an hour away. And I really wanted to come back to this area tomorrow and check out a couple more spots that I just didn't have time to see today. So I really didn't want to drive 2 hours round trip. So I got on iOverlander and I started looking at places that people have said they stayed at before. And the nice thing again about Kings Canyon and Sequoia National Park, it's that it's surrounded by Sequoia National Forest. So I'm outside the boundaries of the park now. And people have said they've stayed on this street before, and I was headed to one of the spots that people have said that they've stayed at before on the side of the road here. But then I drove by this spot, and I'm definitely staying here. Check this out. This will be home tonight. Nice big pull off here on the side of the road, but plenty of space between the road and me. It's not great that it's on the side of the road, but again, there's plenty of space between the road and me. I saw a couple other turnouts on this road, but they were literally just turnouts on the side of the road, so it's pretty close to the road. But everybody says this road dies down at night because, you know, it just goes into the national park, so most people aren't going to the national park at night. So yeah, it's pretty nice. There's no signs that say you can't stay here. Always look for signs. The only signs that say here, as of course, it's just can't have a fire here. Not too bad. All right, I do not feel like getting fancy tonight with dinner, so I'm just snacking on some like salami and cheese right now, and then eventually I'm gonna heat up one of these dehydrated meals. I always keep like
maybe 4 of these in the car because they're just so convenient. Yeah, they're great for like when I'm just being lazy. They're great for lunch. Yeah, I always keep those things in the car. So I've talked about this thing before, but it's just in a little electric kettle. Put water in there, and it's got 4 preset settings. I think starting at 145 degrees, and then it goes up to 212 degrees. But I'll put a link in the description for you. I got it on Amazon, of course, and I think it was around $30. But it's perfect for just boiling some water and cooking some of these dehydrated meals. Oh, it's getting cool here at night. It's awesome. This is a great time of year to come here because it's warm during the day. It's not exactly hot, but it's definitely cool at night. It's awesome. Yeah, definitely come here in June.
Oh, I am so excited. I just found a shower. I've gone to 3 campgrounds now in the park looking for showers because most established campgrounds have a shower at them, but none of them did. So I was like, okay, well, I can use my road shower, but a couple things about the road shower. One is, of course, it needs to be hot enough for the sun to beat down on the steel tube and warm it up. And yesterday was so cloudy that it never reached above 60 degrees. The air temperature didn't. So it just never got warm enough. So I didn't take a shower, use a shower with it last night. And a lot of the places I end up camping at are just like dirt. So when the water runs off, it just turns to mud. So I put down this mat, and then that gets really dirty. So you have to let that dry. And there's a lot of setup with it because usually I'm staying in a place where other people are camping. So if anybody else drives by, they might see me. So I have to set up a privacy tent, and it's just a thing. Like it's a thing. I mean, it's a shower, it works, but I'd much rather just get in and get out with a hot shower in an actual building. So glad I found this. Oh, happy days. All right, I'm doing a little hike today, nothing super strenuous. And I started at Zumwalt Meadow, and that was a really small little loop. So I just took one of the other trails off to the side, and I've just been walking for a while. I have no idea how far I've gone and where this really leads to, but it's super beautiful. And it gets more remote and away from crowds. Not that there's a lot of crowds here. That's what I love so much about this place, is that unlike Yosemite, which right now is packed and you have to have a reservation to get in, this park is a fraction of the crowds and equally as beautiful, honestly. I love it. And you know, I have to apologize. I'm always complaining about crowds and always saying, oh, I want to get away from crowds and it's so crowded here and everything. I have to kind of check myself before I wreck myself, if anybody gets that reference. But I had to kind of check myself a little bit and go, you know what? Yeah, but I'm part of the crowd. I'm here just like everybody else to see these amazing places. Everybody else is here just like me to see this beautiful place. So I can't really complain and just say, oh, everybody's here, this is terrible. Yeah, but I'm there too. I'm contributing to the crowds. So I'm trying to get a little better about that. But gorgeous here. Seriously, check out Kings Canyon. Quickly becoming one of my favorite places ever. All right, that's it. This is where I live now. You don't have to send me mail. This is just where I live. Right here on 123 Beautiful Way. All right, I didn't bring my polarizing lens so you could really see through the water better, but look how clear that water is. That's very clear. Check this out. Really nice place to have lunch down by the river. All sorts of tables and chairs laid out. You don't even understand how excited I am about this shower later on. I mean, that is the one thing about this lifestyle, is it really lets you appreciate the little things. A hot shower, clean clothes, a safe, quiet place to sleep at night. Yeah, super, super excited. Oh, so excited to get a shower. Shower, 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 shower. All right, kids. Well, the lesson of the day is, when you come across a shower that only takes tokens, buy an extra token more than what you think you need. That way, you don't do what Eric just did, which is have the shower turn off on him, literally halfway through lathering up, so you're standing there covered in soap and no way to rinse off. So what did I do? Well, luckily every shower had its own private stall, and the guy next to me, I had to wait for him to leave the stall so that I could walk out to the sink area completely naked and covered in soap, and then run my towel underneath the sink so that I had something that I can go back to the shower stall and take a wet towel and get all the soap off of me. Classic me. All right, well, I just came back to the same space that I slept at last night, right here again. I mean, why not? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to sleep at, and it's a beautiful place to end this video. I've been in Kings Canyon now, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 days. It's somewhere around the week. I don't know what day I got here, and I don't even really know what day of the week it is now. Apparently it's Tuesday. I just looked at my watch. But if I didn't stress it enough in this video, come here sometime. This place is breathtaking. It's all the beauty of a place like Yosemite, because you're still in the mountains, and it's just a fraction of the crowds. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous place. Seriously, can't highly recommend it enough. It's probably one of my favorite national parks I've ever been to. And the cool thing is, you're literally just an hour away from the Sequoia National Park, which is where I'm headed to next. And I'll probably be in Sequoias for roughly a week or so. I don't know. I really want to go back there and check it out. So I'm excited to get over there and show you everything there. But until then, thanks for escaping normal life with me.